Welcome to the channel. This is Holden from Classroom Camp. You know, teaching is not easy. I don't know if you've ever heard anyone say that, but I'm here to tell you that today, that teaching is not easy, and sometimes you just don't want to show up for work. But what the data is showing is that a lot of teachers are not showing up for work. And specifically, I'm looking at an article here from Live 5 News, and the article says, "Your job is to be there. Third of Lowcountry teachers considered chronically absent." This was published on August 21st, 2025. Now we're talking specifically about South Carolina. So it says here that in South Carolina, teachers are legally allowed to be off for a total of 12 days throughout the school year. Nationwide, 28% of teachers missed 10 or more school days from 2015 to 2016, just to give you kind of a nationwide estimate there. But look here, we're looking at some numbers, and it says here, each of the numbers cited in this investigation are from the 2024 to 2025 school year in Lowcountry school districts. It is important to note the number include teachers out of the classroom for sick leave, jury duty, and professional development. And so you can look here, and this graph that is provided in this article is titled "Percentage of Chronically Absent Teachers." And the red represents teachers with 10 or more absences, whereas the orange represents teachers with less than 10 absences. And in Dorchester 4, just above 50% of teachers. As a matter of fact, it is 53.42% of teachers in that specific area were absent more than 10 times during the school year. 10 or more absences. Dorchester 2, 44.27% had 10 or more absences. Berkeley County had 43.92. Colleton, 38.76. Charleston, 37.51. And the article is saying here that, a third of Lowcountry teachers, this specific area in South Carolina, are missing from school on a regular basis. That's a lot of teachers. So they're saying that these teachers are chronically absent, but legally, teachers are allowed to miss 12 days of school without facing any penalties. Now, to put this into perspective, I think that where I currently work, I am given 5 days from the district and 2 days from the state. So I can miss 7 days. In this location, they can miss 12 days. So, that's not exactly double, but almost double what I can miss, without facing any kind of penalties. And, things happen in people's lives. Teachers get sick, they get tired. The work is quite challenging, even though we do have quite a few breaks. But, sometimes you just don't want to show up for work. And I have been in the situation where you could miss a lot of absences and really not face too many consequences. So the school that I worked at for the past 3 years, I think that it was something like each month you were given a sick day. Like you got a new sick day each month. And you already had several sick days built in. I mean, look, at one point I had worked, I think it was like in my second year working at that school. Somehow I had accumulated like 120 hours of sick time, and I still had paid. Each year I got like 3 days paid time off. I mean, I had so much time built up because they were just handing out sick days, basically. And it's like, when you do that, when you allow for that many days, those 12 days, look, teachers have the mindset that, hey, if you're given the days, take them. Because it is a mentally taxing job. And thinking back to that experience that I had, there was a culture of chronic absenteeism. And I believe that part of it was because we were allowed so much time off without any penalty. We still got paid for those days that we were out, that we put in sick time. And we took those days. The first year I didn't. The second year I did a little bit. And by that third year I said, I knew I was on my way out from that job, but I said, I'm taking my days because I've got them. I'm going to lose them. And the job is mentally taxing. I wasn't getting the support that I wanted. And that's just how it is. I don't know the circumstances that these teachers are working in, so I couldn't tell you exactly what's going on. Are they in a difficult working environment? Are they not getting support? Is the behavior bad? But I can tell you right now that when you're in those situations and the behavior is awful and you're not getting support and you feel like you're on your own, you want to take those days. And you can't blame teachers. If you're given those 12 days to take off, they're going to take them. And be chronically absent, whether it's being chronically absent or not, you're giving them 12 days off, and they're going to take that. And so it's a little strange to criticize them for that, because again, the article says here that they're allowed to legally to be off for 12 days throughout the school year. But people are taking the days that you give them, and now you're saying that they're chronically absent, and you're making a big deal out of it. And then you're saying things up here in the headline like your job is to be there. Now, someone in this article says that. I don't know exactly who, but that's basically what they're saying. And they're complaining, saying that, of course, when teachers aren't in classrooms, that has a negative impact on children. We honor and respect that and want our teachers to develop themselves professionally. We know that teachers have to go out for real reasons life happens, but we want to encourage teachers to be present in our classrooms during the course of the year. I mean, that's great. There are some people in this article not necessarily taking such a nice stance on that. But what are the real reasons for this? And the article does go into talking about how, we need to investigate this. We need to find out why teachers are, so often absent. And I mean, the obvious reason right off the bat is that you're giving them 12 days off and they're going to take those days. If you give teachers that much time, it's going to happen. And this is how, just thinking back to my experience, I didn't want to miss work that first year, and I barely missed work my first year at that school. But I had teachers around me that had been at that school for 10 or more years and were telling me, hey, you got those days, take them. And they were absent quite a bit, often, very often. It encouraged me, hey, if you don't feel well, you didn't sleep well last night, you're not feeling good in the morning, take a day. And you create a culture of absenteeism. And that's what I saw and witnessed where I was, is a culture of absenteeism. It's just the nature of it. If you give teachers that time, they're going to take it. But yeah, it says here that I think getting into the root causes of teacher absenteeism and really looking and taking apart the data to really see what it is it truly a chronic issue? What is it that's going on? Cruz said, sometimes we need to talk to our teachers and just find out what is the need, what is it? And so for those of you who are asking that question, I just told you in this video that when you are given so many days, it creates a culture of absenteeism, because the experienced teachers who have been there, they know that they can take off that 12 number of days that you give them without any penalty. It's totally legal, and they influence the newcomers into the field that, hey, if you have the days, take them, because, well, these don't roll over, these do, blah, blah, blah. They learn to beat the system in a way. The other thing is that teachers don't want to be there when they don't have support. And they feel justified in taking time off when you're not supporting them in the classroom, or you're not treating them fairly, or you're not paying them enough, or you're not valuing them, you're not treating them as professionals. That is what leads to this chronic absenteeism that you are talking about. So, anyways, those are my thoughts on this whole absenteeism issue. What do you think? I'm curious to hear how many days you have in your district to take off during the year, and whether or not you take those days, whether or not they roll over, and what you see around you with your colleagues as well. Let me know down in the comment section. Again, thank you for watching. That's all I have for you in this video. Remember to hit all the buttons: like, subscribe, share, and like I said, leave a comment. That's all. I'll see you next time.